was gonna find this video. It's gonna help somebody. So I know I'm gonna get comments on how I look, why this, why that. Oh, look at that, whatever. From what I've seen from other videos so far, I haven't gotten that. I think I got that once, but whatever. Anyway, let me do mindful breathing. I want you to think. It's gonna help with motivation. You're gonna think of that family member. For me, I shared a room with my brother from literally birth. Like the day I came home, we were in the same room. I shared a room with my brother all the way from the day I was born to we had our own rooms at a point. I guess we had a room with each other from me from birth all the way up to 15 years old. So I shared a room with my brother for 15 years. And we were the only, because everyone else always made fun of us, called us names. My brother got punched by somebody when he was going to school. And so, because people abused us in many ways, we were the only people that we could talk to. I had friends, but they were all just like doing their own thing. Um, I thought I paused that, but anyway, yeah. I was a part of like some ragtag bunches, as you would. Um, so with those mixed personalities and beliefs and everything, uh, yeah, he was like I had friends, but he was the only one that I lived with. Um, we were only each other's siblings, so oh well, and we felt comfortable like around each other. So when you're doing this, we're gonna be thinking about the family member we don't have anymore. That's what I'm gonna be thinking about. But I'm also thinking about that I want to live and that I don't want to die. So I'm gonna get a compress for my neck because it's feeling weird. And even if I do fall out, also think you want to give yourself the best chance for resuscitation. And these apps having rhythm and the strength to function is the most important thing to you being resuscitated and being able to survive and live instead of not having the strength and not being here on earth. So I'm gonna get a compress and then we can start. We're starting this. Our stomachs are weak. We haven't used it. I'm a woman. Oh my gosh. Is that a bra? um, but yeah, we're gonna be using our stomachs. This isn't a size focused video. People are gonna see my size. They're like, oh, this is only for bra. I don't care. I'm making the video that others don't. Okay? I was literally about to die last night. And I did everything I could to live. And if I didn't do that, I have no doubt that I would not be alive today. This moment. I would have given up, said I need to sleep. I would have my throat would have closed completely in my sleep. I watched an entire hospital give up on me. It's the only hospital in the area. My mom hates that hospital. She used to force them to put us in a certain area because she said they were not going to ignore us. They want them to know exactly how to treat us medically and not give us the care because we didn't have enough money. Because we didn't have the right insurance. So, but now they turn the entire area into the same area. So now there's nowhere else to go. And I watched all of them know exactly what was wrong with me. And not do a damn thing to save me. Because, I don't know, my age, my size, my race, the fact that I'm honest, they found me on that donor registry, and they made the decision. I'm sitting there, and they're saying, it's okay, stay calm, we're gonna help you, we're here to help. The EMTs just, literally yesterday I came back home. They yelled in my face, they cursed at me. Because I kept trying to tell them my throat's closing. They kept telling me, no it's not. Your throat's not closing. It's my throat. It's closing. I can't swallow anything. How is it not closing? I don't care if you want to call it an esophagus, a throat, or whatever, because your throat is this. Your esophagus is the entire tube that also is connected to this part. So when I say my throat's closing, I'm not lying. And they know that. They know that this whole thing is your esophagus. The entire tube, and then it goes down. That whole thing. I just watched two people that would swear that they were adults, an entire hospital, decide I was going to die without my consent, know exactly what was wrong with me, would not tell me the answer because they wanted to make money. And it was so easy, the solution was so easy. You know what the solution was? I just lost myself because of the low sodium. You can Google it. I can show you it on my phone. Um, Literally, the side effects of low sodium are, one of them is a change in personality, a change in mood. Mine changed. I was so sick of people bothering me and messing with me. And I've never done anything to anybody for that, you know? So I was sick of it. And I just wanted to be happy and comfortable and good. So that's all I focused on every day. And I found myself just doing that. But with focusing on that, I forgot to eat food. I forgot to put salt in my food because salt is a necessary mineral. Uh, Winter warning. The side effects of low sodium. was fatigued, I didn't feel like doing anything. When I was working out, I had to force myself to do it. Hold on, I need to finish it. This is taking a long time because I'm trying to explain everything, and my story is going to help you. All this is going to help. Fatigue. I was so tired, and I didn't know why. Fatigue was definitely it. Last night, I felt myself being dizzy, but that was after I already had salt. I guess that was my body like coming back. Okay, better now. But yeah, like I had insufficient urine, so I started drinking more water. More water gets rid of more minerals and vitamins, right? So that's terrible. Um, yeah, muscle weakness, dizziness. I started being just lightly dizzy, lightly. Um, my cramps started getting bad. Um, all that stuff. It's not coming up right now, which is not surprising at all. But yeah, I searched something else before. But the point is that one of the things you can look for is a change in personality, and me just going out and having a good time, whatever I could afford, whatever I could do, and not caring at all that I hadn't eaten a single meal the entire day, maybe one meal the day before, or sometimes no meal the day before either. That's a huge change in personality, and it's a huge change in practice. To not feel hungry and to not care to eat. That's huge. Food is vital, it's important. You have to eat. So to not care that you haven't even eaten is just ridiculous. That's too hot. But so yeah. And with this, me hospicing myself, taking care of myself, I ran my light bill up last night. Um, it took me probably about 3 hours, and I was just running in and out of a cold shower. I was cold compressing my neck because that was what was swelling, and cold compressing um, my back, and going in and out of a cold shower, and oh, standing in front of a cold window and had on the cold function on my heaters. So I just kept myself so cold. And today I realized, once I realized my hands were white, and I Googled what that meant. What does it mean when your hands are white? Uh oh. And that means that your body's been cold for too long. So I started trying to warm myself up. And now I feel so much better. I made a balanced meal, mindful meal. It had two different types of vegetables in it. Tomatoes, mindful. Tomatoes and onions. I had turkey for the meat because I just went to the food pantry. Stop trying to be strong. It's so in my personality. I watched my mom, and it just comes so natural. But I take it for granted, you know. I don't view it as strong. I view it as responsibility, like what you're supposed to do. But you need to stop doing that. If you don't have cells, come on. I have a bra on. It's my boob. I have my bra on, but that's an accident. But I'm focused on my life, so um, I'm just hot compressing my neck. gastro gas. But you know what solved my problems? I rushed home. I got a medic car, and she wanted me to die so bad while I was sitting there. She said, the car's not gonna come for 3 hours. I told her I was hungry. And I knew that they were waiting for me to die when I kept telling them, I don't feel good. I have a bra. I have, okay, this is only for demonstration purposes. I am modeling my bra to demonstrate that I have a bra on and my bare breasts are not, you know, flashing. And I'm gonna post this. I'm gonna post this. Okay, perverts are gonna be like, "Oh, boobs." I mean, I guess it's not being perverted necessarily, because that's normal human function. But I'm not worried about that. Uh, to the bathroom and I look at my face and it's covered in hives and my lips are swollen. They're irregularly swollen and they're huge. And I have hives, not heavy hives, but I have visible red hives on my face. And they're still treating me like I'm a liar. I came back the next time. She said I was fine. Don't worry. She refused me water. She refused me water. She refused me food. And I told her that I was already hungry. And when I eat, the swelling goes down and I feel a little bit better. But she still refused me any food or water. And then she wanted me, remember I told you, she's quoted the freaking car. Not showing up for another 3 hours. So I was already hungry. Okay, usually people on average, in a healthy way, you should try to eat every 3 hours. Because by the time 5 hours comes around, you are hungry. 6 hours, you're hungry. I need to eat. Let's go right now. Okay? So 4 hours, so you're not too hungry, but you're ready to eat. That's what's recommended. That's what has shown the best results. So I go into the bathroom, and if you don't know, be happy you stayed around this far into the video, because this is going to save your life, because it saved mine. I watched The Doctors, that show that used to be on, the You. Yeah, I watched show. I've always been interested in information and learning, so I was watching The Doctors, and this guy who was freaking 52, I think, and he was talking about his high blood pressure, and they showed a picture of what his body looked like, and it looked exactly like my neck. It had this irregular, bright color, like globby patch on my neck, and that's exactly where I felt this like lump in my throat. That was a pressure coloration. That extra bright. You see my skin tone? I have the potential to get even lighter. Like, okay, you can see like my skin is like all over the place kind of. But I think this is like pretty much like the lightest I can get. But apparently, as of what I discovered, you're not a healthy little kid anymore. So basically, when you get that light, you're dying. But yeah, I was literally looking before I went to the hospital, like before all this stuff started. I was like, dang, I haven't been this freaking color since I was a little kid. You know, when I was a kid, obviously my mom didn't have money. Oh, well, not obviously. I'm informing you that my mom didn't have a lot of money. And so obviously my diet was restricted because you can't afford all those foods. And it was just a different culture back then. So, yeah. So, I guess I just was, whatever. But, yeah, I was like, dang, I haven't been this color since I was a little girl. But I didn't even realize, because I didn't know, that was a bad sign. You're not this color. You haven't been this color in years. I haven't been this color since I was like a preteen. You know what changed? I believe I started eating more food. That's what I started doing. I started eating more food. So yeah. Hold on. So I started eating more food, and my skin got darker. But I guess that's healthy, right? Anyway, and it just kind of also like weirds me out. I don't know, cause like my mom saw me, like she would always comment, like, I don't know how you're this color and I'm this color, So like, did you know? There's just those moments that make things weird. But yeah. So my symptoms were like all prior. Farting a lot, but I wasn't eating any food. Farting a lot, decreased urination, increased urination, just with the different things my body was going through. It was making these fluctuations. But the decreased urine output is the low sodium, or in my case, 0 sodium whatsoever. And the increased urination is from the excess sugar, which I was eating a lot of. Your body, to compensate, as a very old survival tactic, that your body has, it'll start eating a lot of sugar when you're low on salt to try to make up for it, which can work in a short time, but long term, it's not going to work. So, that's another important thing. But anyway, when I was in the bathroom, I started seeing these pressure marks that on my skin tone, but the guy that was on there, he was like tan, and I think they showed a white guy later on, a couple episodes later, and it all looks the same way. It's very light colored. Very light colored. Like, even if you're really light, it's even lighter than that. And it's only a blotch. It should be very close to where you feel the pressure. If it's on your entire neck, you're most likely about to die. If it's only on a piece of your neck, then you still have a chance. So, I got home, started Googling, and reading my doctor instructions. I don't even know why I was reading that crap. But it worked. It helped. I started doing when I got home. I just kept it cool because I knew this chick was, a part of it. She didn't say anything to help me either, But she's just a driver, right? So what is she supposed to say, She doesn't know me. So, yeah. Oh my gosh, all these pauses. I have to go to the bathroom, and it's very important that I do it. But I could say that that's where everything started. Me changing myself for people. Not going to the bathroom when I should. Not breathing how I should. Not moving how I should. Not doing anything how I do it because some weirdo fucking made a dumb comment about why do you do this like that? Like, because I'm me. But I didn't say that because I'm at work, or I'm in school, or I'm wherever I am. And that's me, and that's what the hell I do. Like, honestly, I don't even understand the fucking question. That's literally like, why do you breathe every day? Why do you eat? What do you, what are you talking about? What kind of question is that? Like, why is your fucking stupid ass face so fucking stupid? And that's what I want to say, and that's what I can't say. So I usually end up not saying anything. But I gotta go pee. This is not the time to be holding pee. Any reason. Highs are caused by a number of things. Hives are caused by a number of things. It can be bacteria on your skin. It could be an allergic reaction. That is called a mild allergic reaction. Usually, you will just get hives on your skin. They can just be raised with yellow. That yellow is your body's protein. Okay? Because it is surrounding this thing, your body is sending all of its protein and its white blood cells to this disruptance in your body, and it's trying to surround it and it's trying to destroy it. So they will be yellow. They could be white, but that's less common. And that is just either fluid or pus infection. So yeah. But it can be from food, or something has contacted your skin and it's upset now. It can be from anything. But me, I am mildly allergic to about 2 handfuls or more worth of stuff that are common on every person on Earth's plate at this point in 2025. And they made it common because factories, trying to stay in business, they diversify and they start making things in the same factory. So your body being comfortable and used to seeing it inside of itself is really for your benefit, because they're trying to make their money. So it is what it is. Now when your blood is not right and you're very sick with low blood pressure, or like you're cold for too long and stuff like that, your skin's gonna turn like a yellow hue. I didn't notice it because of my skin tone. I thought I was getting healthier. I thought things were getting better. And they weren't. They were getting worse. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have that yellow undertone that I remember as a child, deficient in food, right? So I didn't even know that I was so close to just busting out in a freaking, medical emergency potentially at any moment. I thought it was normal, So yeah. Anyway, you've learned about a couple things in my video. So I'm not rambling. I have described everything for whoever finds this, whoever sees this, for your benefit. I'm living my life. When you're watching this video, this is my body. I'm doing it. So at this point, when you see it, it's for your benefit. Because I've been doing this. I've been trying to get myself healthy. It's a habit that I naturally have, I think. But it's also a habit that my mom made sure to teach me. So now I have a couple weird habits. Like being my size and like working out and stuff. But anyway, until your stomach gets back into function, try and keep your stomach warm. If it's not warm enough, especially if you've been doing cold showers, I believe you can end up with organ failure. Because your organs aren't cold, they're not hot enough. Which is why drinking hot water at this point, now that you're out of the immediate danger zone, you're swelling. Now we need to start getting back into normal life. And in normal life, you're warm. Your body is warm. And that's why if your apartment heat is not right, complain. Because I've been cold. Winter's only 3 months. But I've been cold for almost half a year. It got cold here pretty fast. So actually, I've been cold for, I think, like March is coming up. By the time winter's over, I would have been cold. If none of this popped off, I would have been cold every day, head to toe, for a year and a year and 3 months. So, the conclusion is what fixed it. They knew when they saw the pressure on my neck, when they asked me, did I have any medical problems? Have I been diagnosed with anything? I told them that it's possible I have been diagnosed allergic to white dragon fruit. And I told them that, they kept trying to lie and say that I was diabetic. And obviously, all of this is coming to a head after me living like this for probably about 2 years. My breathing has been like that since I was like a child. So, if I had diabetes, I would have been dead years ago. So no, I don't have diabetes. Yes, I have a parent with diabetes, but I don't. And some weirdos are like, they're so focused on like not feeling like you're special that they'll try and make everything about them when you say, I don't have diabetes. Somehow that's a knock on them. And you have to be yourself and be like, you can take that how you want. I'm just letting you know I don't have diabetes. So, you brought it up, you asked a question, I answered. So, what's all it and what was the problem? Well, I already said. My sodium was non-existent. I ate 2 bags of chips the month before. I had 1 order of McDonald's fries. Other than that, no salt. So, low sodium. My internal oxygen levels were too low. Not on a machine, but my internal levels were low. Clearly from not eating, I was having diabetic symptoms, but those symptoms are always present in a diabetic, and from not eating can show up in people, like regular non-diabetic. I've got but what salt? And okay. So no salt. My salt was very low. When your salt is low, things aren't good. And it's actually possible that you can break out into full body hives from not having any salt. Because there's nothing, the salt helps with fluid retention and control, but there's no salt to do it. So everything's messed up. What we're gonna do today is first we're gonna stretch, then we're gonna mindfully breathe. something bad happens, we want to live. I'm gonna keep my stomach covered because my organs are here. My stomach is still cold, and you know, I need to warm up everywhere, head to toe, and my vital organs. I will be stopping periodically to get myself medical care. So I was giving myself to stop the swelling, to stop the rash, which was caused with the swelling, all at the same time. So the rash, the hives, are a form of inflammation. So if the hives went down, that was already a good part of it. So I was cold compressing my neck with a towel. Then I used even nicer a pair of shorts, and I put it in my freezer, tied it around my neck. It got warm. I switched to the towel, alternated. And I brought that swelling down. But now it's vital to get warm again. When you're introducing the salt back into your system, you're gonna experience twitching. Because that's your body like getting everything back in order. So you're gonna experience your body twitching a little bit. And you're going to experience hold on one second, these rude jerks that have been making it a point, ever since they moved in, they've been stumping purposefully 24 hours a day. I only get about 3 hours a piece. But no, I don't. Because the ones upstairs, they make sure to slide tables and chairs around all throughout the night. And I mean it. They slide chairs around all night, which will of course disrupt my sleep, my breathing. I can't sleep on the floor because downstairs she talks loud and yells. So I have no peace. The most peaceful night I had earplugs in. And of course on that night when I had earplugs in, they simply made no noise. And my torso is starting to get warm, which is vitally important. You want to do it slowly. And a good slow way to do it is to cover your stomach with a towel or cover and then sit your stomach in front of the heater. The towel or cover is a buffer so they don't get hot too fast, which can also cause shutdown. You want to do this slowly. And consistently. So you don't hurt yourself. Hospitals also know this. They refuse to do any care. They have showers I could have used so I could lower my inflammation. They have salt machines. I mean, not salt. They have ice machines they could have used to stop my swelling. They saw my neck pattern. They saw that my throat was gaining pressure. And because I didn't have insurance and they knew that I didn't have enough money, they stereotyped me. They looked at me and said, she doesn't have any money. So they watched me, literally. The pattern will spread. Once your entire neck is light, it's only moments before collapse. And you will die. They will not be able to open your throat back up. And they certainly will not be able to do it in time to save your life. I promise that. So once I realized that they were just watching me die and that they were all fine with it, I said, let me get out of here. So I kept going back and forth to the bathroom. I kept going back and forth just in case it gets like whatever. I'm going to turn off again. I shouldn't, but I would just post the parts. I don't want to post parts. I can break it up into parts. Okay. I don't know. I think YouTube lets you do like an hour, right? So, okay. But I started going back and forth. I knew it was going to start irritating all of the hospital staff. And they were going to want to get this dying woman, this dying, poor woman whose mother died at this very hospital just, it's 2025 now, just about 5-6 years ago. And we made her mother those same promises. Don't worry, Miss Johnson. We got you. My mom was that type of person when someone jokes with her, laughs with her. She's like, yeah, you know. She believes them sometimes. Makes them more trustworthy. I know what they did. They laughed, joked with her, said she's fine. And they sat there and waited for her to die. And that's exactly what happened. No remorse, you think when her child comes in, you actually try and save, her. Since you just let her mom die. But because she was too poor, because before when she brought her children here, she was demanding when you were walking past, and she brought her children that could not breathe, and they have literal inhalers in the hospital, in the back room, give them a breathing treatment, and that will save their life. And they're walking back and forth for an hour and a half, saying they're okay, they're okay. No, they're not. They need a breathing treatment. They're dying. So her being a ghetto mom, they just said, screw her. Screw this woman caring about her children. And doing threats if she has to. We don't like that. We don't like feeling insecure. We don't like feeling like somebody's making us save her dying children's lives. She shouldn't even care about those children. She's a black woman. She knows she can't afford them. Just be happy they're dying. That's how they were acting. That's what you're saying when you treat a mom like that. When her child is dying, she's like, help them. That's what they used to do when I was younger. All you kids are like, oh, blah, 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 blah. That shit's new. Because when I was a kid, they didn't give a fuck. And they would say that shit to your face. They didn't care what was going on. They didn't care. They did not care. I've gotten more motherfuckers behaving aggressively toward me because I actually care and I'm trying to bring something that I'm worried about to attention more than when I just fucking stand there and don't do shit. Like, it's crazy. It's really crazy. People used to want to do something, feel like they had to do something. But now it's all about money. What's the most success rate? Yeah. Am I gonna be sued? That's all I care about. I think it's time for me to eat because I'm feeling like low blood pressure. Oh snap! Yep, 3:50 on the dot. It's time for me to eat. Well, you can watch me eat. This is also going to illustrate how important eating is. I'm supposed to be doing a video, and I'm stopping, and I'm making sure I eat right now. My mom was that person at work, at school, no matter where she was. You have to see the world from someone's point of view when they grew up in a world like that, and they call you a ghetto bitch. You know people don't care about your life, and they show you every fucking time that they don't care about you, they don't care about your life, they don't give a fuck. So you have to fight for yourself, because no one gives a fuck. And that's what I fucking knew last night when I was doing everything I could to save myself. That no one gives a damn about me. That I'm saving myself at home. I had to bug the nurse for over an hour to give me some food. They gave a damn criminal that literally had his butt out. They gave him food, 2 servings of food, with drinks included. And I had to freaking beg. And she slams freaking 2 high sugar ass orange juices, which would have killed my ass right then. It would have killed my ass right then on 2 fucking oranges. Are you motherfucking crazy? Any nurse, especially when you're familiar, this is like an old person. The hospital I was at, it's like there's old people surrounding the area, so they're used to diabetes and they're used to dealing with old bodies. And somebody tells you, I'm starving, I'm hungry, I haven't eaten, I'm really hungry. What you don't do ever, and even for yourself, never give them orange juice or apple juice, any fruit juices. Or if you do, you're going to take a glass of water, 1 cup, and you're going to do like 2 spoons of juice in it. That's what you're going to do to just nicely start to raise their sugar levels, but not to hurt them. If you want to hurt them and watch them fall out on the floor and die, whether they're a diabetic or not, your system cannot handle, they call them spikes. Your system cannot, like, when you're healthy, you can handle a spike, but as you get older, and as you are not, if you're not healthy, your body is less and less able to handle spikes, and you will literally fall right out onto that floor, have a seizure, potentially, and just die right then. And I'm not even joking. Like, you think I'm done? I'm so serious. You will fall right out. As soon as you probably won't even get through the first juice. If you shoot it back, you can get through the first juice, but you most likely wouldn't even be able to get through the first juice before you fell the fuck out. And she knew that. And she gave me 2 full sugar. They usually save those full sugars for the children or for people that are 100% healthy and they're coming to the doctor for a checkup or something else, or to just comfort them before they die, because there's nothing else you can do to save them. So just give them the full sugar. Just give them that with the full fat mayonnaise, you know? They give that to the people that they've given up on, because that will kill them. That spike will kill them, and they know it. She gave me 2 of them. I'm surprised. She just didn't feel like looking, or else she would have given me some full fat mayonnaise. I know it. This is a variation. But yeah, this is the rest of the turkey. It was just 1 standard pack of turkey. For once, I had no rotten food when I went to the food pantry. I see everyone else leaving with big ass cakes, big ass packs of fucking this and that. I think I saw someone literally, they were given a full fucking Thanksgiving fucking turkey. They gave them a full fucking turkey, a big ass turkey. So, yeah. But anyway, like, speak up for yourself. My heater just got overheated, which is dangerous. But when your heater conks out, it's gonna be a couple minutes and they'll come back on this machine. In the critical time when you are recovering, do not let your blood sugar drop, your glucose drop. Have your food, and make sure that it includes salt and some sugar. Some salt, some sugar. There's salt on here. And then I've been doing that 1 cup of I've been doing a splash of this old soda that I had with a full cup of water. And thank goodness, the only one I have to thank, somewhat, moms that always give fat staff, fat nurses, fat doctors, because they know what it's like to be fat. People just see you when you're fat, and they give up on you. And I'm telling you, it's the most shocking thing in the world to just watch everybody just say, okay, you're about to die now. So, she gave me glucose 15. It's just glucose in a bottle. And it's supposed to just shoot your sugar right back up. And now, with the common people in America, that's going to be what you need to help you out. That's going to be something life-saving right there. She gave me that. I lived off of that for 2.5 days. And before I got to the hospital the last time, I swallowed the rest of that. I poured water in my mouth, and I did little drops. I mixed it together in my mouth, swallowed. Finished the rest of the tube, because that's what I came there for. I took 2 ibuprofens. Ibuprofens are specifically for swelling, to stop swelling. Magic. My throat is swelling. So, I took that. And at first I thought they were waiting because I told them I already took 2 ibuprofens. But I know that they know that ibuprofen is just for swelling. And that there were other things that they could do. And they saw my throat starting to show pressure marks, suction pressure marks, saying that my pressure was fucked up. They're standing in front of me, looking at me, telling me, you're okay. And I'm like, no, I'm not. Never once did they say, when was the last time you ate? They just asked me, when was the last time when my period was? They were basically treating me like I was either crazy, diabetic, or that I am a overweight, anorexic, probably desperate to lose weight. So I'm doing all the wrong things, which none of that was true. Officially, I'm not diabetic. I wasn't doing anything to lose weight, but my low sodium had me not giving a fuck. That sometimes I went full days without eating anything. And people are going to look at my
my size and say, there's no way that could possibly be true. Cheese fries are the shit. like it's just what it is what it is. So, like cheese fries are so damn good. And I've been freaking getting to know ice cream. Yeah, that's cool too. I was never someone that really cared about ice cream. Yeah, I don't have shit to do. Why not eat some damn ice cream? So anyway, having these hot compresses. Woo! When you have freaking malfunctions. And you're basically gonna do it the same way. You're gonna take a towel, you're gonna put this hot towel on top of it to do things slowly. Relax. Okay, you're healing. Be careful. Alright? You can also do it over your pants. You're introducing heat back to the area. Okay? And for everybody, you're also going to put that towel, yes, on your privates. Everything needs to be warm, especially male, since yours is away from your body. Getting heat to it is harder. So you definitely want to do that. Women, we can get ours from our legs. So, for eating, I would recommend standing, just so you don't unnecessarily spike, and then physical activity is good for you. So here's my cup of water. Here's my cup of water. And where's that cup I just had? See, fogginess. And I'm just splashing juice in there for my sugar, just a splash, and full cup. So it can get into my body nicer. You're gonna want to warm it up. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to warm your body up from being so cold. This is vital, especially if you plan on sleeping tonight. I haven't slept for last night. That was the first time I fell asleep in 3.5 days. So yeah. Okay. While we're waiting, even while eating, we're gonna mindfully breathe. Okay? And maybe you can do it while you're working. Do it while you're in school. So that way your body has the strength and it knows what is going on. So that way you can be saved. If you don't have this ability, if you lose this ability, and your lungs are not strong enough, or they don't have the ability, it's over. You're fully dependent on your lungs if you lose your stomach. Not just your lungs. You're dependent on your lungs, and you're dependent on your esophagus, which usually when people have medical emergencies that involve needing air or resuscitation, your esophagus, there's usually something wrong with it. It has collapsed. It has a polyp blocking the way. So yeah, and plus keeping these organs warm is very important. So yeah. And since I'm in the house right now while I'm recovering, this is all the sugar you need. I had some in the morning time. I'm having some right now. In 4 more hours, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 o'clock, I'm gonna eat again. And then I'm gonna go to sleep. And that was another thing I noticed. I slept the whole night. I woke up in the morning. I haven't done that in over 2 years. Even though they're jerks. No one in this building cares about shit. They don't care. I've complained. I've yelled at them. They don't complain that they're disturbing me. They don't give a fuck that they are disturbing my sleep, waking me up, depriving me of sleep. They don't care about shit. They're completely worried about themselves. 100% worried about themselves. Which I get being in your own life. But why are you making excess, abnormal noise? And then someone's already said, hey, you're bothering me. Like, we're all adults. We all know how important sleep is. So why are you acting like, well, who cares? I'm gonna keep doing it. That's what this fucking bitch said, that lives upstairs. She literally said, we don't give a fuck. We're gonna keep doing it. And she was saying that to a child. She's literally teaching this child that don't give a fuck that you're disrupting somebody. Keep yelling. Keep stomping down the fucking stairs. Every single fucking day. There's nothing life-saving about stomping down some damn stairs. He's about to go to school. He can run, stomp, jump, all he wants to. Now it's time to teach your child about appropriate fucking shit. So, yeah. My heater's back on, so I'm just warming up real quick. Drinking my hot tea. It doesn't have to be a fancy leaf. It can be liquid. And yeah. Drinking that cup with my meal. I'm gonna try to eat all this. See, that's like the anorexia thing. Kind of like that. Like, that's personality-wise. Like, my mom was like that too. She was like that too. Like, she just had a hard time like eating sometimes. And people would laugh and say, at her size, there's no way that can be possible. But no. So anyway, now to the micro breathing. We are multitasking. We are able. Okay. Okay. And if you're embarrassed about your stomach, this guy said, alright, before we get to it, what was the catalyst? The day before I started, I just had this salty rice left over. I accidentally added too much salt, but my body told me, you might need that soon. And I didn't know what it meant. But it said, you might need that. So I put it back in my refrigerator, not knowing why I would ever put it back in there.
Well, that salty ass rice, I started eating that with the rest of my glucose. So I added salt into my diet. That was the most important. That was what was causing this flare up, all this craziness coming to a head. So add the salt in. Next. But what really that's important. Start with your salt and sugar. Next. What really stopped the inflammation, besides the ibuprofen, was oh my gosh, I'm gonna show you. I was about to throw these away too, but again, my body said we might need those. Just save it. And I was like, I'm throwing these away. My body was like, you're gonna need it. So I was like, whatever. And I left it. I'll show you. Seriously. And clearly my body's telling me we're not eating anything. But because of me not having any salt, and I'm so used to not having salt, because of my vanity and because of others laughing at me, I didn't know what the heck. I didn't care, you know? I couldn't care. I could not care. Here's these. I think I took 1.5, but I had half of one first. And when I tell you, I started chewing. And from the second the dust from me chewing hit my throat first, the pressure, I could feel it just went. The pressure instantly started going away. Not even a minute in between. In my throat, the pressure as it was circulating through my system, within 2 minutes it was full. That's how much my body needed it. That's how much acid from this allergic reaction, me not eating food, me not having sodium, and now with this high glucose from the glucose 15, I'm having diabetic like conditions. Not prior, but after. You know, all the pressure instantly started going away. And it felt great. You want to get yourself circulation because the air you breathe out, picture it as dirty. This is your esophagus dirt. It comes from your stomach and your organs, your bile. Technically, you could do it just through your nose or mouth, but this is critical. We need it out as fast as possible because it is causing inflammation. I was coughing up foam, which I Googled what is white foam. When you cough up white, what is it when you cough up white foam? And it said that that's usually, it means that either you've eaten something that you're allergic to, which I did. But basically it means that you're either allergic to something, but it means that there's an excess of acid in your body. And that white stuff, that's the acid. So of course that scared the crap out of me. And it should. So I just took an anti-acid. Yeah. I had some salty rice. I started eating salty rice. I took 2 ibuprofens. I took an allergy medicine the day before. And I took, and then
when I was freaking out, Googling everything. As soon as I took half an antacid, the pressure started coming off. I spit out a little bit more foam, but I had to pee. I wanted to see my pee and monitor my pee to see what was going on. And my pee was foamy. My pee was foamy and it had bubbles. I googled, what do bubbles in my pee mean? Google popped up, bubbles in your pee means that either you just had a carbonated drink or that there's acid in your urine. So the acid instantly started going from my body into my pee. Finally leaving my body. Starting to leave my neck. The pressure. Was leaving. So I'm trying to get this warm. And it's vital that you get your entire body warm. Especially before you go to sleep. Don't be a hardhead, as they used to say when I was a kid. And say no. They can turn on the heat. They're supposed to have it on. If you're cold for too long and you're already sick, you have high blood pressure, low blood pressure, heart problems, breathing issues, you need that heat on. If you don't have heat on, or if you don't have the ability to have heat on, all your winter clothes need to be on your body. You need to have your coat on, your hat, your scarves, your gloves, your winter socks, and maybe even your boots. Yeah, put your boots on if you have to. How? Being stubborn. That's what's gonna end your life. And don't forget, it's been a while. I've been talking, informing for a while. So maybe you got off track and you forgot that this is to help. My mom liked that and she agreed. But you know, parents, it's good for their kids that your meal should have at least one vegetable in it. It should have one vegetable in it. I understand vegans, but it should have meat in it. It should have carbs. I fell last night, so I'm just trying to slowly ease the pressure out so I don't get hurt. And we can do this too. Slowly ease the pressure out so you don't get hurt. another pair of socks for my feet. Yeah. So an antacid, start introducing again slowly. Take small bites, small consistent bites. Alternate between your glucose 15, or if you don't have a plus size firefighter who's also trained and licensed to be an EMT, that so she can show up and act like you're a person. And now and just because you're overweight, it doesn't mean that your body doesn't need glucose and it doesn't need all of the critical things to live. Yeah. I just hate that she was on another. They used to say tip when I was a kid, because I was a kid in the 90s. It just sucks that she was in league with the wrong people. Else that interaction could have gone well, standard, normal, but she wanted to be rude. But she still gave me what I needed, so I'll give her that. Yeah, hot compress everything. Even your butt. It's all important. If you don't want to compress, you can take a shower, but taking a shower is going to also involve you getting cold again. So, but yeah. Yeah. So I'm just trying to ease the pressure. It's softer than it was before, just from me slowly working it out. Alright, now let's mindfully breathe, shall we? Okay. I think this was $8 at Target or Dollar Tree. I think it was Dollar Tree. Maybe. Dollar Tree, $1. So the official diagnosis was low sodium, not eating, but the things that saved my life, it was low sodium, low sugar, and low blood pressure. Like, yeah, that's what they call it, right? Let's go to Google. Low salt in the body is called what?
According to Cleveland Clinic, hyponatremia is when the amount of sodium in your blood is too low. Common causes include heart, liver, kidney, and brain diseases, hormone issues, and medications. Treatment could include limiting water intake, getting IV fluids, and adjusting medications.
Getting IV fluids and adjusting medications. I don't like using this. It gives me not correct answers. Not ones that I like. Not Common Man. Because I was at a hospital and they never offered me an IV once. I told them I was having an allergic reaction and they really didn't want to give me anything. I just wouldn't shut up. But they didn't want to give me anything at all. I kept telling me I was 100% fine. And they didn't believe I needed anything. Even with my face covered in hives and swollen lips, they didn't believe I needed any medicine, no medical care whatsoever. My throat flaming red. 1 second. Next point, eat till you're full. This is not enough. I'm still hungry. I'm gonna make more food. You don't have to feel like you're freaking fat or there's something wrong with you. Eat till you're full. The problem is when you eat too much, you're overeating. You know that. Okay? For those that do that, make sure you compress. This is a warm compress now. When we're trying to stop the swelling, I did cold compresses. Now this is hot because we need to warm back up. We need the blood to start circulating. Do your wrists, do your feet, do your head. Your brain can swell from all of these issues that I was suffering from when they were telling me that I was fine. Seeing me dying in the front of their face. The pressure marks on my neck. So I'm just gonna make some eggs. Good thing I went to the food pantry before I went to the hospital for the last time, because now I can just sit here and just take care of myself. And now I was get to bring that to you guys watching this video. I had to switch out, and now I get to just eat and take care of myself. Because it's not completely over yet. I'm out of the bad, certain bad area. But this part right here is when people think everything is all better. They go back to their normal habits, and that's when they end up dying. But it's not over until you feel normal. No pressure in your lungs. No excess acid. No foamy pee. You need to go back to stasis. Normal mode of being. No foamy pee. You have now made the decision to have a better diet that is healthier, but also includes salt and sugar. Once you get your body back to being warm, it will then be able to regulate its own temperature again better for a period, because you just forced it to get cold, so it had to make changes. And now this is you telling your body, okay, you know, you can start now. You probably didn't even notice. I didn't even notice until now that I'm thinking back that my pee was actually starting to get cold. Like you know what, I did notice, but you know, I'm not used to this. I'm not a doctor, so it doesn't mean anything to me. I noticed that my pee was actually colder than normal. But me not having insurance, hospital being expensive, I can't even afford to go to a doctor and say, why is my pee colder? I can't afford to ask a doctor a question unless I'm paying them. And I don't have money to pay anybody. Remember, that's why I'm about to get evicted at the end of March. And I just hope being homeless goes better than those old stereotypes from a different age. The homeless look happier. A couple, like, so many it's been catching on, but the older people that are still bitter when it was terrible for them, it's been catching on. They're calling it co-living now. Co-living. I was going to do one of these types of videos, but you know, not like this. Today I took 2 antacids. I ate it with my breakfast. My floors are made of stone, so keeping my feet colder is a little bit harder, which is why I have to find another pair of socks. For some reason, I can't find my socks. Oh wait, I remember. All right, I need to put on another pair of socks. Like literally, that glucose one, she honestly saved my fucking life. If it wasn't for her. So what happens is the acid from me eating something that I was allergic to, my body, in trying to help me and defend me from this thing, it flared my body up. It started swelling. It started foaming to get it out. But this can cause, when the acid starts coming up from the acid, the foam starts coming out of your mouth. Oh no, that guy knew his dog was gonna die. I'm thinking of this guy, his dog ate something and he was foaming at the mouth after he spit it out. And I'm thinking that had to happen to him too. So now I'm pretty sure the dog's dead, which sucks. It's terrible. But anyway, because I can't do anything and that was months ago and I didn't know, what can I do? But am I happy? Absolutely not. I said it in the moment. I said he should show more care to his dog, because he literally just like looked at him. He was shaking the foam out, and then he wanted to finish his walk. I said you should do more for your dog. I said that. I'm actually gonna put some vegetables with his eggs. I'm gonna put just a drop of some pancake syrup. It's just original. So I'm gonna eat 2 eggs. And I'm gonna chop up broccoli. But yeah, so the acid comes up, and the acid, it causes, in your esophagus, it causes lumps because of the acid damaging your esophagus, and it causes lumps. Those lumps swell from the acid still being present and your body trying to stop it, and the lumps grow. So when I was feeling that pressure, when I was feeling a lump in my throat, they knew. She just said she ate something, she's allergic, she's coughing up white foam, and now she has a lump in her throat, in her esophagus, which they knew was my esophagus. So they knew all you need to do is just drink water, take an antacid. All of your levels are low. If they would have checked my blood, if they did check my glucose, and they found the overweight woman found that my glucose was low, and that I needed a lot of sugar because it's very dangerously low. Like I haven't been eating for a long time. And just, I mean, I'm not too, I know that she's not worried about me, but literal, I have preyed on little people in my life. But that fucking woman, that woman literally saved my life. If I was standing around with all these fucking stick figures and they're just worried about being as skinny as possible, I would have died. If not for the only fucking fat person there. And a fat male, he would have just been going along with the rest of the fucking group, so I wouldn't have gotten that. It takes a fucking woman. Women get into serious work. Serious, important work. Because there are other women that need you to be there. Just like all these diverse people they hired for the White House, everyone knew. Everyone knew that they were just being hired because of their differences. like, they reminded me of myself. Apparently a couple of them didn't know they were being hired for their differences. Like, I'm being hired because you think I'm different? Like, that's news to them. Like, I'm different? Like, what's different about me? Like, so, like, you're different too. You have different, like, you have different colored hair, eyes. Like, yeah, there are differences. But I grew up a tiny bit different. And this stuff is just pretty crazy to me. And how blatant people will do it. And how they won't stop even when you're on death's door. It is just really crazy for me. But yeah. So my eggs are about done. About to eat some celery. Have to put on another pair of socks. Because the stone floor is cold. And I need to be warm. I'm very sure I'm going to end up falling asleep tonight. Whether I like it or not, for being up for 4 days. So, but anyway. Anyway. I'm going to eat some eggs. I eat until we're full. And this simple thing, if it wasn't for that woman and these antacids and just some salty rice, I'd be dead right now because they were just looking at me. They saw me on that donor registry. And they decided to let me die. So, anyway, after, an hour and 41 minutes of information, insight, revelation, and my life description. Now, doing this is just as easy as it sounds. At first, it's gonna be hard. At first, it's gonna be hard. I just started today, a couple hours ago, and at first it was so hard. That chatter on my lip, this is, again, a part of the salt intake and me actually eating food. So all of that's gonna happen. You're just gonna be walking around, acting normal. You can do it anywhere, anytime. Alright. And just like when we were a kid at the doctor or whatever. In, out, in, out. See your stomach? In, out, up, down. You're reteaching your muscles, and you're getting your body used to. When you want to breathe in, you go up. When you want to breathe out, you go down. I've also been sleeping whenever I have slept. It has been in the chair at this critical time. You can be in a bed if you have one of those wedges that keeps your back at this angle. So it would keep you at this angle, like if this is the bed, it would keep you at a 90-degree angle. So that way, when you have burps, you know that you need to release, your body can do it. Because this is critical. Your body's in recovery. And getting it out when you need to is absolutely important. Else you will die. When you're sitting in that chair, your neck might be too far down. So you want to get a towel or make sure you roll the edges on your cover. And when you just sling the cover back over your shoulders, and it's going to just keep your neck like this instead of like this, which can also cause you to suffocate in your sleep and cause the acid gas to pile up in your throat. It will irritate the polyp that's in your throat already from the acid, that ball, or it can even create one. It will swell up while you're sleeping, and it will close your throat. It will swell against it. It will swell against your breathing tube. It will swell against, this is it, this is the polyp, and that gas is going to irritate the one that's already there, or even create a new one, and it's going to grow. And this over here is your throat, everything closed. No air. Air growing with the gas being trapped from your neck being down. No air. You don't want that. So your neck needs to stay elevated so that way you can still let those gases out while you're sleeping. Instead of being like this, slumped over, and your body can't do it. Okay? So, in, out. You want to do this exercise. I want to say for an adult, kids should not have any problems when your child, if you have a daughter, be more mindful, because kids are mean. They call, kids names, and, she could end up like me, making decisions without your approval to stop doing this bodily function or start doing a different bodily function, all based off of terrible treatment. So, but children generally should not have a problem with that. But if they are starting to have problems, then talk to the parents of that kid that's bothering your child, so they can regulate the child. So they can regulate their child. I forgot I fell on my back, so I don't want that swelling to cause any problems. And me making it warm back there is helping the swelling. So I just want to have this open in the back and closed in the front. I'm trying not to take any more pills. Nothing. Because I've been peeing, but I don't know how much is out of my system. So, again, I heard this guy say, he said he allows his stomach to lead the way, and he just follows it. A paramedic actually recommended that because when the EMTs are trying to resuscitate you, they look at your stomach. First, they're leading your stomach. They're pumping, and they're leading it. Then once your stomach starts activating, then they follow your stomach. So you should follow your stomach. That's your stomach's gonna start pumping. Your brain is gonna say, "Oh my gosh, stomach's pumping. Let's follow and pay attention to the stomach." Instead of paying attention to the EMTs. This is you reteaching your body a natural skill. Just walk around and pump your stomach. In this case, I'm letting my stomach lead. I'm following my stomach. Just suck your stomach in, nothing dramatic. And that's why I was crying so hard at the beginning. I was just thinking of this skill. This would have saved me. Remembering what I heard. That my brother's body was trying. But he couldn't do it. It's like a knife. Every time. Then this piece of trash was like she literally made fun of my brother dying. Made fun of my brother dying. She made fun of him dying. He made fun out of him dying. I think it was like at that point I needed money. So I couldn't skip a day, but I had an off day, luckily enough. Luckily it was already my off day, so I already had a day. To calm myself down. I had 2 days to calm myself down, I think, I remember. And yeah. They were just not getting why I wasn't talking or whatever. I'm also not prompted to talk because people always do this shit to me. Every time they're always like, talk, interact with us, begging. For me to interact with them. And then they turn around and do this fucking shit. I don't get that myself. Like, why would you beg somebody? To talk to you. Just to turn around and treat them like that. I was even thinking about a mantra. Basically something that truths is what I'm saying. Truths to say to yourself while you're doing it. So why don't we take a moment to do that? Say your truths. I love you, Lauren Ann. You're my best friend. You're the best person I know. And you always treat me right. You're a good person. Better than most. And I know some people do like set words, but mine is gonna be this. Say your truth. And you, Lauren Ann Johnson, deserve more than you get 99% of the time. Alright. Use your full stomach. Right now, since we're recovering, I'm serious. We're at boot camp. 3 hours. I've been doing this all day. Once my body got all warm, my brain again told me one part of us is still cold. Still so cold. And my hands just touched my stomach. And my stomach was the only thing that was cold on my entire body. My whole body's warm, but my stomach is cold. When your stomach warms up, you're probably going to notice you have to go pee. Go do that. There's still acid in your pee. If you're monitoring your pee, which you should, you're going to notice it's less frothy now and more incorporated into your pee, which is good. That means the acid level is going down. So that's good. Play this if you're in an emergency, but now when you're at the hospital, you're scared, you don't know what's happening. You're noticing the things that I said, that the staff, that they're not caring about you, that they're not treating you. You're telling them your symptoms, you're telling them what's wrong, and they can't even give you a simple antacid. An antacid, a cup of water with two little packets of salt, from a lunchroom. 2 little packets of salt. Pour it into a cup, stir it. If appropriate in your case, and in a patient's case, of course, that's supposed to be of course. Give them 1 or 2 or 1.5 packs of salt, stir it into a cup of water, give it to them. An antacid? If you touch your stomach, my stomach feels softer than normal. As I'm warming my stomach up in front of the heater and doing my mindful breathing, I now have to go to the bathroom.
when your stomach starts warming up, you're most likely gonna have these exact same things because we look different, but our bodies, that is a system. So let's go to the bathroom. It's important to listen to your body right now and to do what it's telling you to do. You are mindfully telling your body it's all about you. It's about your care. It's about you getting better. Because everyone else, they threw you away. Hopefully you can still. I'll wait till after that. If you're a little bit constipated, just go back to the heater. I sat down, I tried, it won't come out. Just gonna go back to the heater. If you have fallen, wherever you feel swelling at, cold compress it so that the swelling goes down because you are in a critical state right now, and that swelling could do a variety of things. It can press against your spine, you might not be able to walk. It could press against your organ. It can do anything. It's just best for it to not be there 9 times out of 10. If you notice your feet are still cold, regardless if you have stone floors or whatever, put onto 3 pairs of socks. I didn't find another pair of socks, but I put on that second pair of socks, and first when I told my freaking feet, they were eternally cold. And yeah, I could feel like some swelling going on. My toes were starting to swell. I put on another pair of socks. My toes are a little bit warmer. They don't feel swollen anymore. My toes don't feel swollen anymore. I can feel the blood circulating in them, and they just feel better. You don't want to end up with any issues. You losing consciousness, breathing slower, and without you being awake to stop it, anything can happen while you're unconscious. So this is the time right now when you're awake. This is the time for you to save your life. If something's swelling, cold compress it. Except if you've been doing it like me all night, then now it's time to hot compress it. It's already compressed. You will feel that this area is cold, even when you don't compress it anymore. Actually, another way to describe it is I started feeling like the cold water, it wasn't even enough. I would press it to my skin, and you'll feel that the temperatures almost matched each other. That's when you know your body can't compress anymore. It's compressed. So now you need to do hot. Now it's time to do the opposite. This is a long video, but it's important. I just had the most regular bowel movement I've had in years. Just now, some people, like, if you're a child, you'll say number 2 and number 1. If you don't know that, I crapped and I peed on this at the same time, you know, on the same go. I haven't done this since I was a child. But you're gonna fill your stomach, and it feels weird. Like, if you know how, like, your normal fat is like a little bit firm. Well, this on your stomach is gonna feel. It basically, it feels like fluid. I also had noticed that I was losing weight, and since I started drinking the salt and getting the sugar before I even had any food, I noticed that I look bigger. And I have been noticing the last couple months that my stomach was getting, like, longer. It was getting bigger. My belly button had gotten deeper. Like, the hole got bigger, you know, deeper. But I was like, but that's also a warning sign too. Obese people, that's something that they see, and it's pretty dangerous, especially if it's happening really fast. With me, it was happening really fast, and I didn't monitor myself because I had no salt, so nothing in my brain said this is a, I mean, it was functioning. It was saying this is weird, but I don't have any money to go to a doctor, so you might as well just, you know, be like, okay, that's happening. There's nothing I can do about it. But I'm realizing literally right now, while filming this, that this is fluid in my stomach. And honestly, I don't know what that fluid is. It's gonna take some practice, and I'm not even giving you every other day. I mean, do this every day, is what I mean. Follow your stomach. And show your stomach what to do. It's still learning. You even have to teach your stomach that you're paying attention to it. I've been laying on my stomach for probably about 2 years. That's not how the human body is designed. So, this fluid can be anything. It can be just fat juices, because you see obese people, and you can always tell when they normally lay on their stomach, because they have such a drooping down stomach. So, hopefully it's just fluid from fat. Since they checked my glucose level and they checked my oxygen level,
I'm gonna say that my diet was the main problem, and say that this is probably just fluid. With you doing these exercises and keeping your stomach warm and eating a balanced diet, I would say this fluid probably took, if I had to guess, when I first noticed it, this fluid had to take about 8 months to form. This is me. Remember I said I fell. So this is me. And like this is the pill, the anti-inflammation, but I'm scared to take pills because I've been taking pills since the day before yesterday, the first time I went to 2 days ago, the first time I went to the hospital. So, as somebody that does not take pills, I take vitamins, but I don't take any medication. So I am wary about taking too many pills. And I'm worried that it could have some adverse effects on my body since taking medication is not something that I do. And your body can easily basically like freak out when you start taking medication because it's not what it normally does. So yeah. I am searching the medicine. That I was prescribed. She prescribed me allergy relief. Look at that. That's how you know they were planning on me dying. They wanted to pick my body up and give my nice 29-year-old organs to somebody. That they were planning it. That they had no plans on giving me a cup of salt water, some an IV drip, the insulin, the IV drip, a cup of salt water, and a simple anti-acid, followed by a balanced meal of protein, vegetables, and carbs. And that's all that I needed to immediately stop me from dying on that day. That's basic care. An IV drip, some salt water. In hospitals, they use the original form of Gatorade, which is just basically salt water with a tiny bit of sugar in it. So yeah, just a balanced meal with nothing excessive in it. Some fluids, but probably not fluids since I have this fluid buildup. But maybe a little bit of fluids on a very slow drip. Once they put their hands on me and actually examined me, they would have felt that there was fluid in my stomach. They would have asked me how often I go to the bathroom. And they would have most likely figured that this is either fat or stool or something. They would ask, what's my lifestyle? Do I go anywhere? How do I sleep? Where do I sit throughout the day? Of course, me wanting to save my life, I would be honest and I would say I lay on my bed majority of the day, and I lay on my stomach. And they would say,
oh, that's causing some inflammation. That's causing some inflammation. It's causing damage. So when you get home, no more laying on your stomach. Either sit, the body is made to sit on your butt. So you can sit on your butt, or you can stand, but no more laying on your stomach. And this basic care, I got this at a Dollar Tree for $1. Some salt. They have an entire container of iodized salt. When I was like my whole life, besides like the last couple years, you could get those for even 25 cents for the entire container. It's like three cups of salt for 99 cents. 99 cents worth of salt. 2 of these would have instantly gave me relief. And some sugar would have gave me instant relief. Some water whenever I needed it. And that would have saved me. Instead, they chose to literally sit there. They said they didn't believe that I was having an allergic reaction. But then you just prescribed me. I literally just put in the medicine that I was prescribed, and I knew that it was bullshit. I knew that they wanted me to die. After a while of me sitting there, I knew that they just wanted me to die so they could take my organs and sell it to somebody. I've been planning on getting off the donor registration for the longest time, and I really need to do that because they didn't give a fuck. I saw them show more care to guys that were screaming in their faces, cursing at them, and doing a whole bunch of crazy stuff, than a freaking innocent woman who is telling them that her throat is closing, that she had an allergic reaction, she's coughing up foam. And literally I just got so desperate, I'm like, please don't let me die. Please. Don't do this. And they didn't give a flying fuck. They still yelled in my face. They still cursed. We're not doing this with your ass. All this crazy shit. So, yeah. The medicine is called, on the paper, it's called Set Ire Ezine. Set Irzine. Okay? I think I'm saying that right. Set Ire Ezine. Okay? Set Ire Ezine HC1. So CETIRIZINE. HC. That might be a 1 or a L. I'm gonna. Yeah, even if you look up HCL or HC1, which I've heard it being said it's HC1. Look at that. Side effects: dry throat. I have inflammation. Side effects: drowsy. I'm having a swelling throat. Me relaxing and letting the swelling take its effect is the last thing that you need to do. You need to stop the swelling. It makes you sleepy. It dries your throat out so I can choke on my own tongue in my fucking sleep. It dries your nose out. Oh, look, one of the side effects of taking this allergy medicine is also seizures, edema, anaphylaxis, aka things that will kill you. And she prescribed me to take this for 30 days, and me not figuring out
me and not telling me what's wrong with me. Right now, my hips from my fall are swelling kind of quite a bit. So I am cold compressing the areas and my spinal column, going from my spinal column out, only on the swelling area. And see, you're gonna mindfully breathe this whole time. Follow your stomach. And make sure your stomach is hot. If I could do this at home, of course the hospital could have done it. This is a story. It's not a story, it's my life. Of someone making choices for your life. They didn't ask me what I wanted to do. They didn't ask me how I felt. And I literally, in plain English, told them I did not want to die. And begged them to please not let me die. It didn't change anything that they were doing. They didn't stop. They didn't cease. They didn't do anything. They made their choice and regardless of what I wanted, they were still going to do it. And they still were doing it. Now it's literally up to me at home to stop myself from dying while still worrying about a light bill. How am I going to pay rent? I have to find a job still. In 2 days, I have an interview because I'm trying to get into a school so I can start a new program, so I can enter into a field that I've already worked in, but this time it's me doing the work instead of like being an assistant or something. Instead of me being an assistant, it would be me doing the job in a leadership role. But I could already see the woman. She was so bored, like always. That's why I didn't even. I think I applied before and I got pissed off because I noticed how they were just. They instantly righted me off. They didn't even want to give me a chance. But you know, all these places they're saying we're fair,
and they're not behaving fairly. They'll give more opportunities to somebody that is a criminal, that will hurt you and your family. Than they would a woman, no criminal freaking history. I mean, any bad stuff that I've ever done, it's been domestic, you know? I've never killed anybody. I've never come close to killing anyone. I've never broken into someone's house. You know, all the things that, you know, you can get charged for. So, let me see how my stomach is feeling. It's a little bit firmer now, but ever so slightly, and not all at once. Not all at once. I mean, it didn't happen overnight. It shouldn't be cured overnight, right? That makes sense. You want to actively start trying to move your toes, wiggle your toes. Take a moment, flex your fingers. Once I adjust my stomach thing to start regulating my temperature for what it needs to be. I still have my thing on, and I have my hoodie now over that, and I'm back compressing my back. I'm back compressing my back. Like, these people in this freaking world, no matter how, whatever fight me and my brother ever had, you know, suddenly we're the only two siblings on planet Earth, or in the entire universe. My brother has never hurt me how these motherfuckers have hurt me. Not one spanking ever from my mother has hurt it as bad as this. Because I saw my mom. I watched my mom. She told me whenever she could, everything she was doing, everything, you know, as a kid, everything you think you know, about guys or anything like that, about her with guys or anything like that. Anything you think you know about what she's doing, you don't even know yet, and in one way or the other, it's for you. And for her too, but it's for you. So to close out this very long video, like, people criticize my comments saying they're too long, no one's gonna pay attention. They're gonna learn why they should pay attention to my videos. We're gonna end this because we need to relieve this pressure. We've had a lot of pressure from low levels of everything. We need to end this. I'm gonna put some heat on my toes because they're doing so much better, but they just need a boost. They definitely need a pick-me-up, like my stomach with this heater. It needs some help before it can do it on its own. You're gonna notice that yellow color leave your stomach and your true skin tone returning. That yellow hue, I guess it's from lack of oxygen and lack of whatever it's needing, vitamins, anything. You're gonna notice it leaving once your body starts warming up. According to Google, they said that
The yellow color means that your body has been cold for too long. We're going to end with something very important. We must stretch. Okay? That is also critical. It is. And we're going to mindfully breathe throughout. Let me get far back enough so you can see me. And then we can start. End this on a low note. Why am I using lights? Because I don't have a job. I don't have any I don't have any money. So I'm using these lights as my light to save money. I already have my space heater on. Every minute, my space heater, my eye, my cooking eye, every second they're on, it's costing me money that I don't have. My stomach is warmer, and I said that when my stomach gets warmer, I'll probably have to go to the bathroom. I have to go to the bathroom. So I'm gonna go to the bathroom, then we're gonna come back. I'm probably we're gonna stretch, and then I guess off video, it's not gonna be on video. I'm going to warm my toes up, and then put my socks back on, and wrap myself back up in my cover. Oh, I'm going to the bathroom by myself. Actually, I don't even know why I'm saying forward or whatever, because your genitalia is only in the front, because it's literally telling you your gender. Penis is boy, vagina is girl. All butts represent. they could have said that. When was the last time you ate? Like, if you're thinking maybe she has anorexia at her size, maybe she's somehow she is a anorexic. But to not say anything, it's crazy. Like, what happened to the doctors and the nurses that asked questions, that were actually trying to figure things out? And it's really pissing me off, thinking about how it's like come in my mind to support, and I've always been like that. I've always given financially what I could to help other people. But this is the moment that I need it. And to just say, oh well. It's crazy. So I'm gonna do this without a cover. I'm gonna do this without a cover because I want you guys to see, since you're supposed to be following along. And I want you to see it because you're supposed to be following along or participating with me. Or even if you want to just use it for later use. As long as you're not making money off of me without including me. Alright? That's one stretch. When you're stretching, you're relieving this pressure in your body, which is important. My mom described it. Is that my mom? It was a program I was watching, but they said when you stretch, you're relieving pressure from your body. And say you're having a medical situation in your life at the moment, you want to show your body exactly what to do. I'm going to give myself another blast of heat. Still mindfully breathing. You're going to notice a small amount of jerking. You're going to notice those are also symptoms of low blood pressure, by the way. Dizziness, swaying, and that's all damage to your brain from the low sodium. So, yeah. You're just gonna notice you swaying. Maybe you might notice if you're somebody that isn't too jokey. Maybe you are just like the one coming up with all the laughs right now. You're coming up with all the jokes. Just personality changes like that. Maybe instead of you not talking to people, now you're starting to talk to people. People you don't like. You're starting to forgive the unforgivable. Things that are highly unlike you, especially when it's being done to you. Very unlike you. Those are the symptoms. of low salt. But anyway, we're supposed to be stretching. I'm trying to warm up. And do this all at once. All at once. This woman, like this nurse, she pressed her freaking vagina against me, against my arm. And I was weirded out by how hot it was. And that's coming to mind right now, how not hot my vagina is. But I noticed it hadn't been hot before, but, you know. Warm your privates with that heater. I'm not even using a blanket anymore because it's nighttime. You're gonna start getting tired, and I really don't know. And you don't know how many more days, even if it's been years, even if it's been months, you don't know how much longer your body can take living like this. This might be the last day. Yesterday was almost the last day for me. Monitor my body. Just keep mindfully breathing. Keep up with the heat. You most likely, I'm not going to recommend that, but you might have to get a girdle, but not a not fitting girdle. A girdle that actually fits, just so it can put, not pressure, but it can just like if someone was just hugging your stomach to get that fluid out, because you need to get that fluid. You need to get that fluid out. Excess fluid is so bad, especially if it's bile, you know. That stuff, it rots, it starts to spoil, and it cannot happen inside of your body. You know, I have people around me, they're like, we knew your mom, you know? How you gonna treat us like this? How you gonna treat us like we're creeps, like we're weirdos? You know, she was our friend. That's what they were acting like to my face. One of the nurses in the hospital, I recognized her. I mean, she didn't see me, true enough, but someone was like making a joke about her, but I just can't believe it, you know? Like, we worked together. Like, now, I'm at this point in my life, I don't even know where to go. There are so many people doing so many extracurriculars. But anyway, let's just basically stretch. Okay, we're gonna start off. We're gonna go here, and then we're gonna go here. Okay, just side, 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 side. fully breathe. Bring your arms down. Make sure you breathe it right. In, out. You're gonna notice when you're doing this that you feel better. You're gonna notice your bones popping. Not your bones. You're gonna notice your joints starting to pop. That's pressure being released. Let's squat. Slowly. Show your body how to breathe properly. I'm gonna heat my vagina up again. It has been feeling weird for the last couple minutes, and my period looks different. As someone who wants children in their life, their own, like I don't have an extended genitalia, so mine isn't gonna fall off, but it can still be damaged. Okay, warm it up. Can ibuprofen decrease water in your body? Compression, see? Getting rid of salt. This is why I use actual Google. Getting rid of excess fluids in your body. Less salt. I've been eating more salt for the last 2.5 days. I guess I can back off. It's not dire. I've been noticing my legs swelling and stuff. It's been swelling for about 2 days now. It just started. Okay, and then it says increasing potassium, wearing compression garments, eating foods rich in potassium like bananas, avocados, and tomatoes. I've been eating tomatoes, and I have some tomato paste. So it's kind of close to dinner time, and you already damn know it's about to be tomato paste, and it's about to be tomato paste and celery are going to be the main parts of this dish for sure. Increasing your potassium, eating less salt. That's fine. I feel like I'm salted up, and since I'm having some swelling, we definitely need to lower the salt. I have an avocado, so I'm going to put the avocado in there. I'm going to put
the tomato paste in there, like, not because I can't do all of it, you know, you don't want to go crazy, and if you keep some you can use it longer. So I'm gonna do half a can of tomato paste, thinned out with water, of course. It's just gonna be plain. Whatever sugar is in it, that's what's gonna be in it. I'm not gonna put any salt in this time. I'm gonna put the celery in there, and I'm gonna put the avocado in there. I'm probably only gonna do half of the avocado, but that's fine because tomorrow we can eat more avocados. If you're noticing a lot of swelling, again, compressing does not stop. I've been compressing since yesterday. You guys just saw me compress my wrists, compress my neck, compress my back. We're gonna be compressing. I'm gonna be compressing if I have to stay up all damn night. I know I have to get some sleep, but you even feeling sleepy, that's the effects of the salt. So you feeling sleepy is good. It says exercise. So me feeling like I want to, like, me and my mom getting me into the habit by taking me to the gym as a child and a teenager and getting me into the habit of working out. Oh my gosh. Like, in so many different ways. Like, oh my gosh. Like, that's why it just hurts. That's why I explained that to somebody one time. I'm like, this is gonna eternally hurt me. It's never not. It's never not. It's never not gonna hurt. Not that anyone is concerned about, you know, it, but, you know, that's my mom. But anyway, we're gonna compress. I'm looking for a reduction in swelling from the salt. So I'm gonna look for softness, not hard, but soft. And I'm not an expert in this compression thing, so I'm gonna do hot. I'm gonna do cold first, see how it feels, and then I'm gonna do hot. That's what I'm gonna do right now. I plan on ending this video. And, you know, I'm gonna end it because I'll do a part 2, and that's gonna be about swelling. Okay, I'm gonna post this right now. I just posted another video about Trump putting up a message saying that women's child support won't be counted as their income, and why that is amazing for women. This is gonna mean so much. This is gonna change so many children's lives. The stories of their lives. It's gonna change people's view of who they are, what they have, and what they know about somebody. Like, I grew up with people thinking they just knew. And let me tell you, it does so much damage. Fucking ask. You really don't know.